Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader, November the 17th, and that is a Thursday. This is the charts of the day. I'm going to go over some longs and shorts today. First of all, more importantly, the stocks that we're going to talk about long are for a particular reason, so you'll see that. And then we'll go over some shorts. SCEI was a stock we traded today, did very well. The stock exploded across a major declining tops line, lateral price resistance, and a 50-day, all in one fell swoop, jumping 41% on nearly 3 million shares. That's a big move for this stock and a breakout that may get the stock moving, but of course we're in a kind of a negative market. At least we have been and could be for the next few days, so keep an eye on this one. But if it follows through, there's a possibility we could see the stock move up towards 250-65 range for another dollar or so. It's a big percentage move even from here. Netlist, wanted to point this out, has been explosive, having moved from about $1.50 to $3.70 in just in the last few sessions. A major move that's taken us with a big thrust up to key resistance here at the highs going back in the end of last year. Now, that real big spike high we had in 2009 at the end of 2009 got us all the way up to 8. Now, it's always a possibility, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a move to perhaps 5 or so. We'll see what we get, but in any case, the daily chart has reached my first line of resistance. If it does get through here, look for something around 5. ZSL, well, this long downtrend in ZSL. We've had 2 big run-ups in May and then again in September. This is the ultra short silver. This time, this declining tops line is the down channel was broken with one fell swoop today as the stock moved up through the 20 and 50 and lateral price resistance before settling back near there. So if we get any follow through here, we can see that stock perhaps move up to 15.5 or so, my next trading target. Beyond that, I'm looking for 18 and then 21.5. TVIX, another ultra short. Let's clean this up a little bit so you can see what's happening here a little clearer. It moved up. There you go. It's a bit clearing out. We came down hard from the highs. We all know that. And then the stock formed kind of a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder complex. Now note where the resistance is, right near the 50-day and the declining tops line, along with the lateral price resistance in this zone. If we move up any further than where we are right now, I can see the stock easily getting up to perhaps 68.5 to test the highs from earlier last month. If it goes to that, then Katie barred the door. We're going to have another explosive move on it. But at least for starters, let's take a look for this for another 5 or 6 points to test this resistance zone. The EDZ as well popped and broke out above this big wedge and the 20-day moving average along with lateral price resistance. Now may be headed up towards the 25-26 zone. That's my next trading target. HOLI, which we put out as a swing trade today, perhaps a bit premature, but in any case, it did break out across the declining tops line and popped its head above the October high and maybe headed for a move to 11.5 my trading target. Keep an eye on that one. Another ultra short, the FAZ, also popped out of the wedge that it was forming and got up through the 20, right up to the lateral price resistance. Any further movement here, we can see this slam right up into the 52.5 range, which is the lateral price resistance and the declining 50. That's my next target. I'd like to point out that PEIX has had a monster move from $1/4 to $1.90, but it's up against key overhead resistance, and you can see today it did back off, but kind of was nearly unchanged, up only a penny today. So look for this stock to back and fill in this range, particularly if the market gets weaker. But if it does get to $1.90, we can see a spike up into the $3 range. And lastly, on the long side today, PKT, wanted to point out that it has reached the top of the intermediate channel and completed my swing trade at this point in the 16.5, 17 zone, reaching yesterday 16.95. And although it hasn't backed off and it's stalled in the zone and may go higher, we have reached our target. Now switching over to the boxer short side, I want to show you that we have something interesting developing in a lot of these boxer shorts. Starting off with MGA. Now today the stock was up a penny, but the wedge that is formed here looks pretty bearish. It's coming underneath the 21 and 50-day moving averages. And if we do get a market decline and this cracks, you can see it move down to 30 real quick, which tests this spike low. But the bottom of the channel, the way we've drawn it here, calls for a lower move. It takes it to the bottom of the channel. It could be as low as 27 or 8, so stay tuned on that one. Edwards Life Sciences cracked and cracked hard today. And this line here calls for a test of the 61 range. May happen as early as tomorrow. But if the bottom of the channel is tested, we can see this go all the way down to the mid, even low 50s. Terry double rolled over and out of a little wedge yesterday, and today followed through. If we get a move down to 30 to test that low, which may occur very shortly, we could even crack and reach the 27 range near the bottom of the longer-term down channel. Ben Franklin also rolled over today and cracked this big wedge, dropping another 317 or 3% today, but this could start to really roll over. We may see a retest of 88.90. If it gets really ugly, perhaps even as low as the mid-80s, perhaps even low 80s. WAT Waters, long-term support line right here is being tested as the stock rolls over from the top of the channel. And if it does take out this 73.4 zone, we could see a waterfall type decline that gets it into the 60s, low 60s anyway. BMC Software today cracked a bear flag to the downside. Only dropped 49 cents, but it could see some additional dramatic downside to get it down towards about 32 real quick. KRA about to break this bear flag, and if it does, you can see off the top of the channel, it could result in a disastrous decline that takes it down into the low teens. CREE, bad day today, down 9%, 263, 4 million traded. Looks like this stock is still in a never-ending decline and has more to go to the downside. Let's keep an eye on this one for a move down into the low 20s, perhaps 21, 22 zone. Ensign Group, big bear flag, may be cracking. Only dropped 55 cents today, but keep an eye on this one as it is right at the trend line and 50-day moving average. If it cracks here, test to the lows from August, September around the 19.5 range may be had. And on the long-term basis, if that breaks, we can see it all the way down into the mid-teens. Holly Frontier, which we showed you yesterday, followed through with another 89-cent loss today, 3.5%, and it may be moving underneath the neckline of this massive head and shoulders top, which calls for a big move down into the mid-high teens. As well as CVI Energy, same thing there. Big crack today, down another 85 cents. This one looks like it can get down 11 or 12. And that's it for the review tonight. We've got both longs and shorts, but it's a very treacherous market out there. We broke some key levels on the indices today. I am looking for more downside, perhaps for the next 2-3 days. That could get us into a deeply oversold enough condition to set up a nice year-end rally. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.